Hello, everyone. This is Sharky, founder of the Toronto Entrepreneurs and Startup Group here. We have over 8,200, 300, maybe 400 now members. And we have a very important topic. Now is end of the year. And this is where everyone sets the goal for the upcoming year. And I've been doing this for, since I was a kid. And it's been very difficult for me to achieve my goals, and many people have difficulty achieving their goals. So we have Curtis here. We bought Curtis Stamp. Let's see here. He is a personal development and success mentor, also a big member of this group and a good friend of mine. So, Curtis, can you tell us why, from your opinion, we set goals and we don't achieve them?
It's a good question. Well, I think the first problem is, Sharky, most people are not setting the right goals. There's a real science and art behind goal setting and goal achieving. And what I believe, and I've seen it time and time again in my life and other people's lives, is the fact that the goals they're setting are not the right goals. So they're not going to do what a goal is supposed to do. And a goal's purpose is to stretch you, to grow you. Most people think that a goal's purpose is just to get something. But that is going to be the result of achieving a goal, is to get something, to have more. But the real purpose of a goal is actually to grow. So if you're not setting the goal properly in the first place, you're not going to have that burning desire that's going to push you to do the things that you really want to do. And as soon as you get hit with the first roadblock, first sign of resistance, people just give up because the goal is something they didn't really want to begin with. So any resistance that they're met with, immediately they just give up because it's something they truly didn't want.
Can you give us some concrete example? What some goals before you realized this new technique? What are some goals that you were setting for yourself that you didn't hit?
It was money for sure was a big one. My first goal when I started my first company was to generate $100,000, and I couldn't hit it. It wasn't enough to drive me, right? I was thinking about it incorrectly too. I wasn't thinking about what I wanted to do with the money. Just to have a dollar figure in my mind and that's all I'm chasing, that's not enough motivation. That's not enough reason. There's no real passion behind that. So learning, to even think greater than that and understand what is it that I would do with the money. Am I going to go help people? Am I going to retire my mother? Those are reasons that really push me out of bed to actually go and accomplish that goal.
So what were your reasons?
Originally, because my first $100,000, I thought when I made $100,000, all my problems would go away, but certainly didn't happen.
Okay. And then then what were your goals? What did you want? So what was that connection, that turning point? So what was the why, or what was the reason you want to achieve those goals and that actually motivated you?
Yeah, so I had to really start to understand myself more and really understand who I am, understand what it is that I really want, and understand what it is that I want to be doing with my life. Just to earn $100,000, I mean, I've made that, and nothing of any consequence changed in my life. I had to really decide and understand what it is that I want to bring out of myself and contribute to this life. And that is where we start drawing on our desire, that inner part of us that has this desire for growth, to help people, to make a difference in the world. That type of thinking, when we start thinking on that level, that's the stuff that really starts to ignite fires in people. Everyone has a different desire inside. And I think most people play it too safe. They don't set big goals because they don't know how it's going to happen. They get laughed at, people joke at them, and they say, like, are you crazy setting that? That's never going to happen. So they don't even start because they've already been knocked down or can't see that it's going to how it's going to happen before they even start. So that's part of the problem with goal setting, is people are not stretching themselves enough. They don't believe in themselves enough to set real goals that inspire and create that passion that I'm talking about.
And then so once you have that passion, once you set that goal, what's the next step? It's not automatic. Like, oh, I want to stop poverty. That in itself doesn't help me achieve my goal. What are some of the follow-up steps that you can?
Yeah, I think one of the first problems too, Sharky, is people don't even have their goal written down. Most people, if you ask most people, they don't even, first of all, they don't even really know what they're working towards. So they have no real direction in their life. So you got to understand, we as human beings, we're goal-seeking organisms. If you think about it, as soon as we were born, that baby's goal was to walk. You know, as soon as that baby started walking, then the next thing's they're on the bike. Like that's what we are. We're goal-seeking organisms. So the first thing is to have your goal written down. And if you don't have your goal written down, you know, there's a reason behind. We'll get into this in the class, but you got to get that picture clear in your mind. You have to get so clear on where you're going to go. And once you do that, you start making decisions based around where you're going in your life. You got a lot more direction, a lot more clarity, and you start saying yes to things that are going to move you that way and no to things that aren't. So without a proper goal, without a destination that we're working to, we're kind of just aimlessly wandering around. We don't even know where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
So the first step is getting clear and writing it down.
Okay, and then so a lot of your philosophy is about negative thoughts and negative thinking. Like, how does that affect people from achieving their goals?
That is the $1,000,000 question, my friend, because strategy is great and everyone focuses on strategy. And I'm a big believer in strategy and I've invested heavily growing my businesses in strategy, but I didn't know what I didn't know. And I was missing mindset. I didn't know what I didn't know. And I've come to the firm belief that success is really 95% mindset and 5% strategy. And it's our thinking that produces our behavior, and the behavior produces results. Most people make the mistake of trying to fix their behavior. It's only the secondary cause of our results. We have to go to the root cause, which is our mind, our thinking. We have to learn how to think in a certain way to change how we act to get a different result. That's the root source of where all of our results come from.
Okay, okay, makes sense. And so you want to help others by offering this workshop is Wednesday, so this Wednesday, December the 8th
Correct.
to the 10th, 12 to 1, so only 1 hour a day. That's digestible
It
for
is.
busy entrepreneurs and everyone. So can you talk more about what you'll be covering, your philosophy, what you'll be doing, and what can they achieve at the end?
Yeah, absolutely. So essentially, we're going to help people really start to take some time to really think. And I'm going to be prompting this thinking. I'm going to be teaching how to start thinking in this way to really get clear and start using our imagination the right way because we've been programmed to use it the wrong way. People sit around and they imagine all the worst case scenarios. What if this doesn't happen? If they said this, you know, what if this doesn't work out? Instead, we got to tap into that same mental faculty and start using it to create what we want. Getting really clear, getting a picture in our mind of where we want to go, what we want our life to look like. So I'm going to show and guide people how to do that and also show you how the mind controls our results. I'm going to get deep into that, I believe, on day 2. And really, people are going to get a clearer vision and understanding of where they want to go and what's been stopping them from getting there.
Okay, and then so that's 3 days. Can you divide the sections into 3 separate days? So you kind of mentioned you kind of did it a little bit there.
Yeah. So
day 1, day 2, and day 3.
Yeah. So day 1 is really just getting a crystal clear vision, getting thinking about what you really want. Most people won't really be able to solidify that in one day, but I would say by the end of the 3rd day, you'll be very clear. The second day is really, I think, going to be one of the most important lessons people can learn. This stuff that I will be teaching on the second day is all about our subconscious programming, how our mind influences our results. It's something that's not taught in school. When I learned this, and I'm still studying it and learning it, because you can't comprehend it all in one day. You have to internalize this information. I'm going to show you how to start thinking and learning in a different way, different than most people have done, how to really take information and turn it into results. I'm going to show you why most people aren't able to do that. And then the 3rd day, we're going to really be talking about building that burning desire and really leaving people to launch them into the new year for really, setting them up for success and explosive results in 2022.
Okay, excellent. How do people register for the workshop?
So We could potentially put a link at the bottom of this video, I think might be the easiest thing, or go to the link that's being displayed across the ticker, thegoalachieveracademy.com/masterclass.
Okay, excellent. And who is it for? So is this targeted towards entrepreneurs, and how are entrepreneurs different than non-entrepreneurs?
Well, this information is going to, I mean, it's not just for building a business at all. I actually went and started studying with someone to grow my business. And what happened was I started to see results in every area of my life as a result of learning how to change my thinking, learning how to cultivate a healthier mindset, learning to think in a certain way. So absolutely, for an entrepreneur, it's crucial to have this type of information, but anybody really can benefit from it, because all of our results, all the relationships that we have in our life come from the beliefs, the perceptions we hold of ourselves, the way we think about ourselves, the way we think about the world. So until all that changes, nothing of real consequence is going to change around anybody. So absolutely, anyone that's looking to make changes in their life, be it business, be it personally, you know, I would highly encourage you to show up. There's going to be some great information for you.
And is there a cost to this, or what is the cost for this?
It's a free masterclass.
It's free.
You have to trade your time for it.
Wow, that's awesome. So it's 3 hours, 1 hour per day.
Yep.
It's free, no additional cost to you, and you learn what's stopping you. You learn the proper techniques. You learn how to find your passion. It sounds pretty good to me. Like for me, when I set goals, like year after year, I always learn. I always make mistakes, and I always learn and modify what I'm doing. And it took me decades to kind of figure out. And still at this point, it's still a little bit still difficult for me, right? But to have a system that you can follow, it's been tested, it's been thought out, it's been researched, and that would be very, very helpful, right? So thank you. So everyone that wants to achieve your goals for 2022, go to the goalachieveracademy.com/masterclass. You can see a link if you're on YouTube or on Facebook or on LinkedIn. You can see a link in the descriptions and go check it out. Any last words from you, Curtis?
Yeah, absolutely. First, thanks for having me on, Sharky, and supporting this. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I would encourage anyone that's really struggling, anyone that wants to do better. You don't have to be struggling to really grasp this information and accelerate your results. But anyone that really wants to make a change in their life and doesn't want to do it really slowly and be so painstakingly hard, check this information out. I would highly encourage you to check it out and see if it resonates with you. It could really make a change in your life. It really changed so much in my life.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, Curtis.
My pleasure.
Hope everyone check out this Wednesday, and I will see you. Work hard, and let's kick ass in 2022.
Yes. Cheers to that. Thanks, Sharky.
All right.